Senator Gideon Ferdinand says the time has come for St. Lucia to face the issue of same-sex marriage head-on. This week, the United States, in an act of retaliation, rejected separate requests from Jamaica to extend the stay of diplomats at the Jamaican embassy and consulate within the United States. The move follows Jamaica's denial of accreditation for an American diplomat's same-sex spouse, which Jamaica says runs contrary to its laws and norms. Ferdinand, indicating that the issue will soon hit home, called on the region to band together to tackle the growing controversial matter.
There is consistent pressure from the outside world, the developed world, to in some ways impose some of their values and some of their behaviors on other countries. Every country is a sovereign state, but we don't exist in a vacuum. So as a region, I think we are stronger collectively. I think CARICOM, the OECS, and other regional organizations need to bind together when things like that happen, that we need to give support to our neighbors and also prepare ourselves in the event that it filters down to us. So I think a collective approach as a region is the best way to be able to deal with those realities.
Ferdinand adds that countries must learn to tolerate different ideologies despite varying interests.
The issue with Ukraine, this war has nothing to do with us, but we're paying the price, we're suffering. Climate change is another one. We're not responsible for much of the pollution and the carbon emission around. As a whole region of about maybe 20 or so countries, our carbon emissions is less than 1% of what is going on. But who's paying the price? In one hurricane, the entire GDP of St. Lucia can be washed away. So we now have to pass laws. This morning we have in the House to pass a legislation to deal with that. So sometimes you have to know that when you're not a big fish, you will pay the price, but you have to coexist with the big fish in the large ocean.
Meanwhile, Senator Noorani Aziz says the decision on such matters like same-sex marriage must reflect the will of the people.
In order to get to that national consensus, there needs to be full and wholesome national debates and respectful discussions on the matter. And once we have reached that consensus, then it is the obligation of governments to honor that through policy, legislation, and international relationships. So I would put to you, though, that throughout that process, we need to continue to remain respectful of each other, not only respecting our rights and our privileges, but also the dignity and the integrity and the wholesomeness of the process in which we conduct those debates.
On March 8, 2022, St. Lucia's Parliament passed the landmark Domestic Violence Act 2022, making it one of the few countries in the Caribbean to provide legal protections to people in same-sex relationships who experience domestic violence. It is also among the few territories in the region to prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. Gino Filippi, HTS News Force.